What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with a quick New York Giants video. In this video, I kind of want to talk about Saquon Barkley and the fact that we should probably go ahead and work out a new contract with him either sometime this year or definitely before next year starts. Saquon Barkley just turned 23 years old, and the Giants would be better suited to lock this guy up for the next 5 or 6 years right now, because that way, when his contract ends, he'd be 28, 29 years old if they sign him to a 5 or 6 year deal. Obviously, the increase in cap is going to increase his salary every year because the cap goes up, so obviously we'd have to pay him more. And you look at what the Dallas Cowboys did with Ezekiel Elliott. You know, Ezekiel Elliott got 6 years, $90 million. Now, I think Saquon Barkley could definitely be in that range. Maybe he would get a little more, maybe he would get a little less. But what the Cowboys did actually with Zeke was pretty smart. Now, even though he signed through his 31 years of age, the Cowboys front-loaded the contract, so there's no dead cap hit when he hits 30 years old. So the Cowboys did it smart there, so when Zeke hits 30, they can dump him and they won't get penalized with any dead cap. The Giants need to do the same type of thing with Saquon Barkley because, as we all know, Saquon is going into his prime right now. You don't want to sign the guy when he's 25 or 26 to a 4 or 5 year deal, because then you have him when he's 31. And running backs usually, now Saquon Barkley is a special talented athlete. We know that. The guy has definitely been touched by the hand of God, as Dave Gettleman would say. I mean, his physicality, the guy's a physical specimen. The guy is ridiculous. But still, age catches up to everybody at some point. He's not going to be as fast at 31 as he is at 24. So you don't want to have long-term contracts and backloaded contracts with guys, running backs that are 30, 31 years old. So the Giants, who have close to $77 million going into next year as far as cap space goes, it would be smart to lock him up. Now, the Giants could actually get over $100 million in cap space if they dump Solder and Zeitler. Now, Solder's gone. He'll only be a $6.5 million dead cap next year instead of hitting us with $20.5 million total cap. So we'd save $14 million. That would put us over $90 million. Then if they choose to get rid of Zeitler because Zeitler's a little older themselves, that would also save them $12 million there. So there's no doubt about it that the New York Giants would be smart to lock up Saquon Barkley, as I said, sometime this year, sometime next year, so that his contract is ending when he's about 29 years old, because you just don't want these contracts to linger into these guys when they're past their prime. This is what Jerry Reese did with guys like Olivier Vernon. He did it with Snacks Harrison. He did it with Janoris Jenkins, where we signed these guys when they were 26, 25, 26. He signed them to 6-year deals, 5-year deals, which put them up into their 30s, and he backloaded the contract, so we got nailed with these dead cap hits. This is something that you do not want to do, as far as older players go. You want to front load the contracts. That way, if you want to get out of the contract near the back end of the contract, you can, terminate it. You can release them. You can trade them, whatever, and you're not penalized with any cap hit whatsoever. So this is something that the New York Giants should look into as far as locking up Saquon Barkley. It's something that they should probably do with Daniel Jones in a couple years as well, if they decide Daniel Jones is their guy going forward, although quarterbacks are a lot different. I mean, quarterbacks can play into their 30s, late 30s, early 40s. I mean, just like a Tom Brady, the guy's finally, maybe he's hitting a wall. Maybe he'll have a resurgence in Tampa, but he's 43 years old, and the guy can still play at a pretty high level. You got Drew Brees. He's got to be closing on 40 if he's not already 40, and the guy can still play at an elite level as well. So quarterbacks are a little different, but when the Giants have all this cap space, and the cap goes up 10% every year, obviously the contracts increase every year, so you're better off to lock up these guys early on and not give them as much now as you will 2 or 3 years from now. Also, you're not pushing them back into the 30s, although, like I said, the Daniel Jones thing's not really a big deal if he's 30 years old or 31 at the end of his contract. That's not going to matter because the quarterback's pretty much in his prime when he's between 28 and 32, I think, as opposed to a running back whose prime is between 23 and 28. Obviously, there's exceptions to the rule. You look at a guy like Adrian Peterson, another physical specimen. The guy just keeps plugging away. Saquon Barkley's in that mold. But still, you'd rather lock the guy up now, not have to worry about contract negotiations, not have to worry about franchise tag, not have to worry about him holding out. Not that Barkley would do that, but you get my point. Let me know what you think in the comments section, guys, because I was watching an entertainer's video about Evan Ingram and Jabril Peppers, and it made me think of this because somebody asked me last night, and I can't remember who it was, unfortunately. I wish I could. I'd give him credit for it, but he asked me Oh God, was it David Bialaglo? I can't remember. But somebody asked me, which Giant should we extend, or who do you think the Giant player that gets extended this year is? And I think that it should be Saquon Barkley. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Should we do Saquon Barkley's contract this year or before next year anyway? Or, get rid of the rookie contract and sign him to a long-term deal so that we have him again in his late 20s where we can get rid of the contract and move on from Saquon Barkley if he's not producing at the age of 29 or 30. Let me know what you think in the comment section. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please like, please subscribe, and have a great rest of your Monday. Until the next time, it's the Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I am gone. Peace!